Hello again, this is PC Delta Link, back with our Enigmatica 2 Let's Play Normal Mode. This is episode 42. Okay, so we had left off last episode. We were starting the setup for the 5x ore processing in this room, and we're going to continue on with that today. I did end up altering this slightly after we ended the recording, because I remembered we forgot something fairly important. Just like over here, we needed gas tanks, because it's good to have a buffer on pretty much all your mechanism items. That's why we have gas tanks here as well, is you want to have a buffer in store for when you really start using a lot of it. That way your system won't necessarily bottleneck right away. And when I ended the previous episode, I didn't have any of these with any gas tanks in, so I kind of had to move a little bit of stuff, ever so slightly. Oh, and that's dropping water. We didn't set the sink back up. But we went back and we added gas tanks to all the lines. So we have one for the chlorine right here. And you see, we kind of had to twist this and just kind of make it work. We have one for the hydrogen we added. We have one for hydrogen chloride. Yeah, I added one here for the oxygen. And now we need to get some water back into this thing, which I think I can hide that below here if I really want to. So I'm going to try that. Let me see if I can... Yep, that works perfectly. Okay. So, alright. All this was to simply... Alright, I had to set this up for input from... Oh, is that not going to work? That should work. Oh, wait, hang on. I might know why. No? Oh, what the heck? Yeah, that's output. Auto eject is on. Oh, I know what the problem is. Okay. This is on extract. That needs to be insert. There we go. Okay. This is finally going to get our gunpowder going. Ever so slowly. Sorry, we need a drawer or something similar to that real quick, so... We're probably going to get a basic storage drawer here. Can I make that? No, I need a chest. Okay, that's fine. I got enough wood to make that real quick. We're just going to do that. That, and there's a basic drawer. This will be enough for now. I may upgrade this later if I feel like it, but on the whole, I really don't care. This is just a sort of buffer to have some nice storage in the meantime. I'm going to disable this connection, because that we do not want going into that. Alright, this is insert. That is always active. And okay, and you see we're getting the gunpowder in here. Good. So now we need to come down here. We've already got that on insert the gunpowder. We need to have this on extract, always active. And let's see if we can set this up. Okay, and it's working. You see we're getting that. And apparently we don't have this hooked up to power because we're rapidly draining it. Yeah, we don't. Okay. Okay, there we go. So you can see here we are creating sulfur, which this has to get put into our chemical oxidizer. So let me find our chemical oxidizer here. Here it is. So let me see what the best way to do this is. Let me try this, although that did not go the direction I thought it was going to go. Alright. It's been a while since I've used this machine, so I'm not even... I need to see how this even works real quick. Get rid of the torch. Come on. Okay, it's powered, so let me just grab some sulfur and see if this is really all there is to it. Well, it seems to be. So let's see what it says here. Okay, good. This is what we needed, so let's go ahead and pull that out. Okay, so yeah, our next step is we need sulfur dioxide, which we're using the oxidizer with the sulfur created from the chemical injection chamber with the gunpowder to get sulfur. And that's going to create sulfur dioxide. Let's see. I'm guessing that this is our output. It looks like it. That looks like gas from that. And that's going... Yeah, okay. The output is this way. So... let me see if I can get this facing the proper direction I want it to be facing. Yeah, like that. So let me see now if I can either... well, I can't pull it from that side. Oh, I can't pull it from there. Okay, Alright, not a big deal. So let me see if I can make this an output. Okay, that's still doing just fine. Let me see if I can make this an output. Always active. Set this to insert. Yes, that works. Okay. Now, does this have power? Yeah, I didn't think it did. Story of our lives is getting power hooked up to this thing. So yeah, just like before, we're going to just keep trying to work through this and just try to hook all this up properly, because this is quite an ordeal to do this. Alright, we don't need mechanical lines for a short time. We're going to kind of take this over here. And actually, we're going to have a gas tank right here that we're going to go build, so... we'll have that. Now we need another chemical infuser, believe it or not. So we'll need chemical infuser there. And we'll grab another gas tank real quick. We're actually going to need 2, but I really don't have this inventory space for 2. Oh, can I throw these back in here? There you go. Alright, we need another gas tank, and we'll just leave this recipe in the crafting table for now. That'll make it easier to deal with this. So get some osmium, and get us another couple basic gas tanks. I'll probably upgrade these to advanced, but later on. That's not quite important right now. We're going to have this inputting from the right, outputting to the left. And you see we're getting our sulfur dioxide up in here. So now, the next thing we need is actually we need more oxygen. So we have a couple options here. This was kind of accidental, but we are pretty close to this oxygen line from this electrolytic separator. It's possible we could use the oxygen off of this. So I might try that. The problem is we don't want these to connect. Let's see, if I get pressurized tubes too close to each other, they're going to connect. And I don't want it to... I wanted to still use our buffer tank here. Oh, that's cable. I wanted to still use our buffer tank. But if I put it right here, it's just going to connect to it. So... and I don't think Mechanism has a way to disable connections. Like Ender IO, you know, you can take the wrench and you can disable an individual section. I don't believe Mechanism has a way for me to do that, unfortunately. I can't add another cable here because it'll connect to this. Honestly, probably the easiest solution is just going to be bringing this forward by 1. So let me find that gas tank again. And again, this is why we wanted a big room for this, because we knew this was going to be a pretty good size setup when it was all said and done. So, alright, there we go. So let's set this for outputting from the front as well. Okay, and here we're getting sulfur trioxide. Sulfur trioxide is... we're getting close. This is one of the last few things we need on the road to sulfuric acid. Alright, there's... you have power, right? Yeah, you have power, you're just not getting... well, you are. It's just very slow in coming. Alright, this is going to need a gas can for holding the sulfur trioxide. So we'll go ahead and grab another gas tank for that. Have that as inputting from the back, outputting from the front. That's fine. Wait, is it not? Oh, there it is. It's like, where is it? Okay. Sorry, I'm just looking at what my next steps are here, so I apologize for the silence. Okay, we actually need our next chemical infuser now. Should be our last one, actually. And let's see, we could probably put it right here. This will probably be fine. Ooh, look at that lovely red color, yeah. Alright, sulfur trioxide. Okay, now we need the rotary condensator. So I'm actually... this kind of worked out better than I thought it would accidentally, so let me grab the rotary condensator, because I'm going to see if I can just pull off this water line right here. So let's see. We need to set this to... see, it says condensating. We're going to set this to decondensating. So that should turn the water into water vapor, which is what we're going to do. We're going to take our water. I'm just going to run the line over here. Yep, and that's creating water vapor. That's exactly what we need. And we need to dig under and get power to everything. Oh, come on, get down there. Alright, let's get our cable. We're actually running out of our first stack of cable here. That's connected, yep. Let's connect that. Alright, that's connected. And now we just need these to connect to one of the other cables. I'm interested real quick with all this hooked up so far, considering we're not even running any ore processing yet. How much power are we using now? Holy cow. That went up about 10K. Alright. Nice bit of lag right there. Alright, so now the water vapor that this is creating... oh, jeez. Yeah, so the water vapor, we're going to take the water vapor, and again, we'll have a tank for that right there, so that's what that space in the wall's for. So let's grab another gas tank. Inputting from the right, outputting from the left, and this should be creating sulfuric acid. There we go. That's what we needed to create at the end of all this. This was our final product we were after. Sulfuric acid. So yeah, all of this setup was just to make this one chemical. So this room was actually bigger than I needed it to be, but not too bad. So yeah, and we'll fix the floor and all that stuff, but I think I'm going to upgrade all this cable. But yeah, you can see what I mean when I said this is fairly complicated. We're not quite done. We're done making the sulfuric acid, because that's now being created, and we're going to, of course, get a place to store it. Probably put that... well, if we could put it upstairs, or... we hadn't quite mapped out yet how this is going to go upstairs. So, probably... let me just dig up. Let's see. Oh, heck. We seem to have struck some water. Oh, is this under the pool there? Oh, it is. Okay. Okay. But how close are we to the place where we actually need to go here? Okay, here we go. Okay, that's not too bad. Where do I want this to come up at? I think we had said, like... So we're gonna... I'm gonna go ahead and remove these machines, the pulverizer and stuff, because we just need some room here. Because these aren't going to be able to stay here, so I may as well just get rid of them now. So we'll go ahead and move all this stuff out of the way. The sink's got to go. We're going to need the sink, because the chemical washer requires water. But, yeah, we're going to... The rest of this has to move out of the way. Throw the lava drum in here for now. Igneous extruder with some lovely obsidian we just got. No, I guess we don't have a stack of obsidian there anymore. Let's just throw that in there. Why does it do that? I've never understood that. Alright, get some of that. And yeah, igneous extruder can just go in here as well for now. Okay, here we go. Yes, this is good. Alright, so this is where we're going to go ahead and set up the machines for up here real quick. So let's see. Crystallizers last, washer, dissolution chambers first. So the complicated thing, and what's sometimes hard to remember, is which is the input and which is the output. So, like, I think the bigger square is the input, so this actually needs to go the other way. So let me see... That is not at all what I wanted that to do. Can I... Okay. What about if I face this way? Okay, I think this is right. Alright, now let me look at the chemical washer. Wait. Why did... What? How did the I thought I had the crystallizer in my hand. Oh, I see what happened. It put the next machine in my hand automatically. I'm like, what the heck just happened there? Okay, so now we have the crystallizer. That's what I want. Alright. And I think that's facing the wrong way. I don't know. I can see if it'll let me rotate it. Yes, okay. Okay, yeah, there we go. Sorry, I think that's correct. Let me look at the washer. This is probably the same either side. So let me just... Water has to come in through the top. That's the input at the top is water. So let's see. There we go. And then last but not least is the chemical dissolution chamber. And I believe this is correct. So let's see. Now we need to hook up some water for this thing, among other things. So we're going to end up tearing this wall out for now, because we're going to get a power on all this stuff, and we're just going to get all these set up here. So we need our sink. We'll just throw that right there. That's fine. Power, and we still got to get gas to this thing as well. I wonder if I can let the gas in from below, because that would be just super convenient if I could. Let me look at my pressurized tubes here. Doesn't look like I can. And see, there is no option to alter the inputs on this thing. I can't do that. So that's not going to work. We can't bring the gas in from below. Let me guess, it has to be from the side. Yeah. Okay. So that's going to screw up our corner of this room. We're going to lose this pillar. And we're actually outside now. But it is what it is. This whole row of machines is all for that 5 times war setup. We still have to get power hooked up to these as well. So let me see. Let me switch the mechanical tubing, because again, water has to come in through the top on this washer. It can't come in through any other side. So let's go ahead and set this back to wrench. Oh, not wrench. Configure items. There we go. Alright, pull that. This should be filling. Yep, okay, water's good here. Alright, this doesn't really have an input-output either. It's just the solution being crystallized and then output. So, have this on auto-eject. Okay, this should be liquid. I don't know why this is... That's strange. Whatever, we'll just see if it works when we get everything set up here. Okay, that can't be configured, that can't be configured. So alright, at this point, we just need power hooked up to these, which we're gonna see if I can just do... What is I don't want to? I think that's gonna be our best bet. I wonder if you can get items in from below. Because see, what I'd like to be able to do is have a input on this to where our ME system can interface with it. You might be able to get items in here from below. Okay. So, alright, let's go ahead and just kind of dig down from here for our gas line. Honestly, this is probably worth using a quantum entanglement for, just because I think we're going to be... Well, actually, no, this pretty much goes right along the wall where I kind of wanted it to. And either way, we're going to lose this part of the wall because of the gas line has to be here. So, alright, we're going to go kind of down here, and we're going to have this burrow down the side of the wall to not interfere with the hallway here. Where am I? Oh, look at that. Perfect. Sort of. It's not exactly where it ends up at, but we can fix this. Alright, I'll address that later on. Okay, so we're going to be going up there. May not have enough pressurized tube for that. We might have to go make more. Alright, what I will probably do for convenience sake is I will burrow this through the floor. That way we can walk over it. It's a one thick wall. No, it isn't. And I can use that to make this look a little bit more concealed. I think that's our power input from our gas burning generators. This cable right here. Pretty sure that's what that's from. So, alright, we're gonna run our gas line up here. You know what? Forget it. We'll just we'll just put it up right there. Alright. Ah! Get me up there. Oh, well, heck. Alright, hang on. Did I not pick up that gas line? Oh, there it is. Alright, we're gonna need one more tank. My flight speed is a little too high velocity. I don't think there's a way I'm gonna... Okay. We're gonna have to do this. There we go. Alright, and we will have the gas tank right here. So that at a glance... I guess up one more. At a glance... Well, no, the other ones are there. Okay, fine. We'll lower it by one. That way they're all at the same spot that way. Alright, you're gonna have output at the top. The rest will all be input. Okay, let's go up and see where we're at. Okay. Alright, we have sulfuric acid in here. I think we're good to go. So let's grab a little bit of ore. And let's see if it properly works. And we need to set this to input from the left-hand side so it'll actually take those ore crystals. Let's just grab a bit of iron. Sure, why not? Let's see if this works. Okay, good so far. So this turns it into ore slurry, which the washer turns into clean ore slurry, you can see right here. And then it's supposed to go into the crystallizer, and... It is not. So what that tells me is it might be backwards. So let me grab our configurator. We'll set it to rotate. And let me see if that's the problem here. Okay, that seems to have worked. So we're getting some clean ore slurry. And then this is going to turn this into, I believe it's crystals? Yeah. So each one of these... So one piece of ore creates 1 bucket worth of ore slurry. So this very quickly fills up, and there's not a whole lot of way to improve this. You can't... Well, I guess you could get multiple of these, but I don't think it would really help. And then, yeah, the clean ore slurry, every 200 millibuckets of slurry creates 1 crystal. So since it's 1,000, and that's what creates your 5 times ore. So with this, we technically do have 5 times ore processing now. So there we go. That only took 2 episodes to get that. And see, then just goes back to the clumps, and then everything else that it normally does. Oh, right, it's holding it because we have eject off. And then, yep, smelting. So there's 5. So yeah, our next step at this point, honestly, is to upgrade these machines. Because they are not upgraded at all. You know, no speed, no energy, none of that. So I'm interested to see how much power this is using. Currently 27k, but that's without any speed upgrades, so... So we got a few minutes left in this episode. We're going to throw some stuff back in here. And let me grab our speed upgrades and our energy upgrades. And we're going to get started on upgrading these suckers. Can I just throw the max in here and it'll only take what it needs, I'm assuming? So yeah, let's get some energy upgrades going here. 7, 8. Okay, yeah, that does work. I figured it would. 7. I can go ahead and throw this in here. Just half of it or whatever. Okay. Energy upgrades are done. Let's get some speed upgrades in here. Usually the chemical washer here is your bottleneck. Normally this is what slows your operation down because it only has this inventory, this and the crystallizer. Because this can only process things so fast and only has 1 inventory. It's not like these where you can upgrade them to handle multiple inputs at once. They just have the 1. So without a setup of where you have like multiple dissolution chambers, multiple washers, multiple crystallizers, you really can't speed this up any further. And I kind of like when they're all in a line like this, but you could, if you wanted to, you'd have to create more sections of this, or at the very least more washers and crystallizers, and then you'd have a mechanical pipe from that, or actually I think it would be an item conduit leading from that over to the injecting factory. You could do that if you needed to. Sorry, speed's done on that. Let's get energy upgrades in here. This should be done. Yes. This should be done. Needs energy upgrades, actually. Give me half of those, thank you. Energy upgrades are so important on these because they just make everything so much more efficient and less power hungry. So, alright, this is going very nicely. Maybe got. Oh, we're done. 8. That's done. Okay. So all these machines are fully upgraded. They are as fast as they can go. And yeah, you see, this is 8 out of 8 on speed upgrades, and this is still, in my opinion, this is still not very fast to get each piece. So this is what actually takes quite a while to clear out its little buffer of slurry. So, alright, we're done with that, so let's head downstairs. And we'll start upgrading these. Now remember, electrolytic separators cannot handle speed upgrades. They don't do any, or energy upgrades for them, they don't do anything. But we can put speed and energy upgrades in the rest of these machines. You can put speed upgrades in the electrolytic separators, but that's it. Some of these may require gas upgrades as well. Can this even handle gas? How does this... Let's see what it says. No, that one does not take gas. What about the infuser? Does that take gas upgrades? No, it doesn't. Okay. That's fine. Not a huge deal. Alright, so that's done. Got our infuser over here. We'll go ahead and put some energy upgrades in it. Got our other infuser over here. We'll put energy upgrades in. I may not have made enough of these, actually. So, yeah, we need upgrades for this. Yeah. So what's our bottleneck here? It seems... Okay, it's our sulfur and gunpowder setup. It's not fast enough. So we can fix that with some lovely speed upgrades. Okay, let's see where some of our stuff ended up at. There's some energy upgrades, and any here. Yeah, so it looks like we have enough for one more energy upgrade. I don't think the condensator needs it for now. All this is going to be upgraded eventually, but for right now it's not super important. Oh, hang on. Give me those 8. Okay, this is not creating oxygen fast enough anymore. So, let's go ahead and give it... We'll start small with 2 speed upgrades on this. Because, yeah, our infuser is actually taking the remaining oxygen right now. Yeah, because this is going up and not the purification chamber. This is why normally you would have a separate electrolytic separator for both of these, an independent oxygen source, but I was trying to see if I can get away with this. We might still be able to. It might be fine with a couple upgrades. So, and then of course as your buffers fill up, this won't be as big of a problem. Okay, we need a little bit more. Let me try one more speed upgrade. I feel like it's pretty close to handling it on its own. Just needs a little bit more of a kick. Yeah, that's not bad. You could probably for sure handle it with one more, but I think that'll be fine for now. We can do more testing later. Maybe it needs one more. Well, we'll see here, because we're actually getting close to filling this up. Once this fills up, the other one will be much more stable. So yeah, that should be full now, so this should be able to maintain this easier. Maybe not. Oh, we'll go ahead and throw another one in here, forget it. We got basically, in a way, infinite power, so I'm not too worried about that. I was just trying not to overuse them if I didn't need to. Water vapor is actually holding steady, so that's not a problem. Yeah, this is still our holdup currently, is the chemical injection chamber, so let's go ahead and get some speed upgrades on this. This has speed upgrades in it. Yeah, it does. What is the holdup here? It seems to be the oxygen... Oh, power starting to become an issue. You can see the power bar fluctuating there so much. So we're gonna have to... I'm gonna go through. We're gonna upgrade all the cables with our enriched alloy and stuff. And yeah, we're pretty much done. So we actually had a couple sinks left over. Oh, and what's our brine tank looking like now? Although we don't have a full tilt processing going on, let's get like a whole stack upstairs. And let's see if we can overtax the system. So let me have some ore. Let me drop in like half here. And let me drop in a couple at the injecting factory. That may not be enough to check, but I'd like to see if this thing is dropping. It does not seem to be, actually, so this might be okay. We'll see. This will require more testing once we have some of our buffers filled up. But yeah, for right now, I think we're in pretty decent shape. I'll go through and, like I said, we're just going to upgrade these cables and get everything to higher tier for power handling. I think these cables will probably be enough once they're all upgraded to elite cables, or not elite, advanced cables. I could be wrong. But it's a fairly easy fix to try, so we are going to start with trying that first. Okay, I think those are all upgraded now. We might need elite cables. Well, it seems to be handling it okay. And yeah, eventually once this fills up, this won't be as big of a factor, because then everything won't be running at once. Or if it is running at once, it won't be for a great length of time. Unless you just run a... Whoa, the lag. Unless you just run a ridiculous amount of items all at once. Yeah, that's still barely keeping up on the oxygen. I'm going to go ahead and crank this up a little bit more with 6. I would like for this thing to be okay on oxygen. Oh yeah, our power still might need elite cables. Go ahead and get some energy upgrades in these. That's the other thing, is without the energy upgrades, these are not very efficient. But alright, we are already over our time for today. A few minutes over our time anyway. But yes, we do have 5 times ore processing now. We'll work on refining it more, but it does work, as you saw. So we're out of sulfuric acid. Yeah, okay. We'll let the system build back up. The poor thing. So yeah, we'll let that build up and we'll come back to that at a different time. So, alright, I think that's going to about do it for today. So, yeah, that's 5 times. So, if y'all have any questions, feel free to ask me. But I hope that explanation was clear enough on how to get everything set up for that. I know this is fairly complex. This is one of the most complex things you can do in Mechanism, is 5 times ore processing. So, yeah, feel free to ask me any questions if you have them. And, yeah, I think that's about it. Next episode, I haven't quite decided what we're going to do yet. We got a couple things we can try, and a couple things I might want to do, but I'm not committed to anything at this point. I'd only really planned this playthrough out up until getting the 5 times ore processing now, after the Chaos Guardian, and I haven't really decided what to do next. But there's a couple... Oh, we're going to go longer on our time, but screw it, we're explaining stuff. There's a couple more things we could do that I would like to get into before we try some new mods, like Mechanism has a fusion generator I've never set up, but I'd love to try to set that up. So that's a whole slew of things we'd have to get into for that. Of course, we have our Draconic Evolution Reactor. We're probably going to get back to farming the Wither a little bit. Probably not on camera, but you saw I have 700 Nether Stars ready to go that I can craft with all the Wither Skeleton Skulls I have. So we'll end up starting with that. And yeah, we'll just see where we go from there. There's a couple things I could do, but I'm just not committed to any particular direction to take this playthrough next. I am leaning toward the fusion generator just because I'd like to try and do that, because I've never set one up. Same with the Draconic Evolution Reactor. So, alright, thank you all very much, and you have a great day.